And tomorrow is Wednesday. So tomorrow is no class because of Dasara.
Okay, sir.
Tomorrow no class. Day after tomorrow we have a class. Means Thursday, Friday we have a class in noon. Okay, so but you have to study, guys. To maximum, I will try to cover anything left over kind of stuff like what is Outlook, what is Office 365, and what is like a cloud. These things. Okay, so these are the only leftover, and also try what is VPN, what is proxy kind of stuff, and go through the questions and find out any other things, any doubts in a service desk. Also, we'll try. Okay, so first of all, we'll start. What is it? DNS, domain name system. Okay, port number is 53. What is DNS server? In DNS server, it maps name to IP addresses. Name means in a different way. Look at here. Think like this is a domain. Example, I am taking direct example. This is just an example only. So how it is really is there, and we don't discuss, only just for an example. This is a google.com DNS server. Google.com DNS server. So google.com is a domain and it has a DNS server. Okay, next. So when you open a google.com, it's not a direct only google.com, it is www.google.com. So it is, try to open google.com. So it is, we'll see. So google.com, see www.google.com. What is HTTP protocol? But what is www? It is a web server. It is a web server. So it is a www.google.com. It's a server. Okay. And also I have another server, that is when I open a gmail.com. And this one I open gmail.com, it is showing mail.google.com. It is showing mail.google.com. It means it's our gmail.com. When you open Gmail, it is redirected to mail.google.com. So we can put a google.com. Complete name is google.com. Same goes here, www.google.com. Okay. Now we are using the slides, right? This is, can you see docs.google.com? docs.google.com. That is another server. I have another server, that name is DOCS, and it is under a domain called google.com. Like this. Not only this, there is so many type of servers are there. Okay, so here it is. You can different services. You can go photos, drives, contacts, geo, calendar. Okay, blogger, keep, classroom, Google Meet. So where is somewhere it is there? It is a Google Meet. See, meet.google.com. Okay, it is a meet.google.com. For our, you can use that one also. Well, that is enough up to now. So just for understanding only, google.com. This is another server which is providing our online class, meeting kind of stuff. Okay. So what is this google.com server? Contains IP address of each and everything, like a www IP address, server IP address, mail server IP address, mail.google.com server IP address, docs.google.com IP address, meet.google.com IP address. Okay. So like that. So it is having. So www google.com. So it is a domain name is google.com, www.google.com, mail google.com, docs.google.com, meet.google.com. So this is how DNS structure is there. So that's it is, it maps name to IP address. Which name it is? That related host name. The host name and IP address. And what is this? Mail.google.com. Google.com is a domain name and mail is a host name. So mail.google.com is a FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Okay, it is a fully qualified domain name. Mail is a server name. Google.com is a domain name. So mail.google.com server. Okay. Where are we? Here it is. Okay, so here it is. That is basic structure inside of that domain and all. So for understanding name to IP address concept. But straight away. So what is a DNS? DNS, domain name system. Port number is 53. DNS is a protocol, of course, and DNS is a server. DNS server maps name to IP address based on the domain and host name to IP address. Okay, so name to IP address. That's it. Don't go with the domain and all kind of stuff in the starting range. So how this DNS server works? How this DNS server works? So how DNS concept works? Just basic one for starters on. I have a PC, guys. I have a PC. In my browser, I enter docs.google.com or mail.google.com. I have a local DNS server. Generally, you are in an internet, you are in a normal home network. Our Wi-Fi router act like a DNS server in general, right? Just straight away point it is. You open a docs.google.com or a meet.google.com or a www.google.com or microsoft.com, anything you open from your browser, okay? You don't know the IP address of that particular domain, right? So www.google.com, you don't know the IP address. What it will do, you send a request. I want an IP address of I use another one like a docs.google.com. So start pointing. So I don't know IP address of google.com. So I'll ask DNS server, my local DNS server. I want an IP address of docs.google.com server IP. I want it. Then your DNS server returns IP address of google.com. IP address like docs.google.com IP address, you will get it. So then you can directly communicate to, you'll communicate somewhere this docs.google.com address is there now. So you find you got an IP address. Now you will communicate with the IP address. So all communications by IP address, guys, not with the names. You have a name, but you don't know the IP address of that particular server. You ask a DNS server. DNS server will give you IP address of that one. Last time, either your batch or your another batch and another batch, I didn't remember exactly, but they ask a question like, so difference between DNS and DHCP. Guys, very simple. Your PC don't have an IP address. DHCP assign an IP address to your PC or to your mobile. Okay, so that is a very simple. That is your IP address. Your IP address. For example, what is your name? You have a name, right? So you have a name, right? Example, you have your own phone number, right? You have a mobile phone. The mobile phone number is there, right? Mobile phone having a number. So you are a Airtel subscriber, Jio subscriber, or BSNL subscriber. You got you purchase an IP address for you. That is your mobile phone IP address. Now you are want to communicate someone. I want to communicate Abhishek. I want to call to Abhishek. So what I want? Abhishek's phone number I require. Abhishek's phone number is required. So I'm asking DNS, like I am asking a DNS, I want a Abhishek phone number. So I'm getting here an IP address that is not my IP address. That is that particular host IP address I'm getting, not my IP address. That's the difference between DHCP and DNS. DHCP assign an IP address to you means you have your IP address. That is your IP address. DNS will give you someone's IP address to you to communicate with that one. Okay, so that is the point here. So this is the straight point, guys. Here it is. When you want to communicate, when you open a browser and put a www.google.com, then you don't know the IP address of www.google.com. We need an IP address. Your PC send a request to DNS server, ask IP address of www.google.com. Then DNS server returns an IP address of www.google.com. Now you know the IP address of google.com, then we'll communicate with the IP address.
Sir?
You tell me.
Sir, in every LAN, there is one DHCP server, sir.
Actually, every LAN may not have a DHCP server, you are asking?
Yes, sir, DHCP. Because DNS is provided by ISP.
There is a small controversy. You create your own LAN. LAN means
one local area network.
Yeah. Are connected to your switch. It is a simple LAN network.
In LAN, network ID will be same for all hosts.
Network ID is for same for all hosts. Very good. Okay, you can configure manually, or if it is difficult, like a large number of computers are there, it is very difficult, then you can install a DHCP server and you can get an IP address from DHCP server.
Okay.
And the same thing, for example, you are trying to connect it to internet and you have a Wi-Fi router or a router, Wi-Fi router or router, wide router. You can make this router as a DHCP server. In our home, we are getting IP address from our Wi-Fi router. LAN means simple LAN, like when you are connecting, why we need a router to connect outside of the network to get a internet, of course. So your router is giving you IP address. And router is also getting IP address from outside from ISP provider. Okay. So
sir,
you're not,
yeah, my question is, sir, in every LAN, it's not necessary that every local, I mean, whatever LAN is there, every LAN has a own DHCP server. Maybe multiple LANs have same DHCP server, right?
like
because it's a pool of IP address from which it provides IP, and once you are out of the network, it will again take away your IP and it will give to other host, right, sir?
For example, you have a multiple floors are there. For example, 3 floors are there. 3 floors systems are connected to multiple switches. All are single LAN only. If one LAN is connected to another LAN, means it is a single LAN again. It's a very large LAN network. So you can use one single DHCP server to give an IP address. Either it is a single LAN or a multiple LANs, those who are connected each other. So one DHCP is enough generally. And you have to change the scope. For example, you have 100 computers. You have to design the scope according to 100 computers. You have a 200 computers. you have to change your scope to give an IP address up to 200. Okay, you have 500 computers, then you have to change your entire scope, create a scope in class B. Okay, so like this. If one LAN is connected to another LAN, means one switch is connected to another switch, it becomes one large LAN network. If you say multiple LANs, so those means separate networks. Separate network may have a separate DHCP servers if required.
So there is one relay agent is there, right, sir, who multiple LAN, if they have same DHCP server, so every LAN has own relay.
Then we can check
Relay agent.
DHCP relay agent. So when we use these relay agents, I have one LAN network, means this is one network, logical network. Okay, this is one logical network I have. So they need a one kind of IP address. And I have another LAN which is using different logical network. So you want to you have a different logical networks. You want to make a communication between them, and also you want to give an IP address. You want to give an IP address. Different logical IP addresses, logical scopes are there. Logical IP addresses, scopes are there. Multiple scopes are there. Okay, so you want to give that IP addresses to the different LAN networks. You will use relay agents. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that is that much we have. We don't speak here. Again, it is again CSA class.
Yes, yes.
Super class, not super scope. That kind of concept will come up. Okay. Don't worry, guys. Don't. Okay. Normally understand normal basic DHCP, the basic DNS first of all. Where are we? So, guys, understand this one. So you don't have an IP address. You'll get an IP address from DHCP server to communicate the particular host, particular server kind of stuff. Always remember all communications with IP address only, not with a name, not with a MAC address. Okay. And there is an example always with a mobile phone contact list. Already I told this story, right? You have a mobile phone and you have your own IP address, you have your mobile number. That is your mobile number. Okay, that is your mobile number. That is your mobile number. And you have a contact list. Why you need a contact list? For example, I have to call to my father, my mother, and my sister, or maybe someone, my colleagues, I have to call. I cannot remember all phone numbers, right? So what I will do, I'll create a contact list. Name, phone number, name, phone number, name, phone number, right? So I want to call to something like you, I want to call to your Prakash sir. So what I do, I'll go to my contact list. So find out where is Prakash sir number and dial to the Prakash. Then call goes with the number only, not with the name, because in this world, how many names are, how many people are there? Okay, so to find it, it is as a unique and as well as means we cannot remember all the phone numbers. So compulsory we are calling with a phone number compulsory, not with the names, right? So who will give the phone number when you open a name? Your contact list only. So your contact list maintaining name and phone number. Same way DNS all servers maintains name and phone numbers. So like a name and IP addresses. You don't know the IP address, you'll ask a DNS server, give me a IP address. Next. How do you know what is your DNS server? Who is your DNS server? Go to ipconfig/all. So who is your DNS server? This is your DNS server. This is your DNS server address. So you'll go to this server and ask, I want a I want an IP address of www.google.com. Then DNS server will give you www.google.com IP address. Okay, that is the story in the DNS. What is the DNS? DNS, domain name system, port number 53. In DNS server, it maps name to IP addresses. Okay, if we want to communicate to a particular host in the domain, so we'll ask DNS server IP address of that particular host or particular domain. Use a domain also, you can, whatever the name you got, like a particular system in the domain. Example, you want to communicate with the www.google.com or docs.google.com or youtube.com, facebook.com. You open in a browser. So we don't know IP address of google.com. So it will request sent to the DNS server. The DNS server returns the IP address of google.com IP address. So then we are communicate with the google.com with an IP address. Okay, all communications with IP address only, and DNS servers is like example of DNS server is just like a mobile phone contact list. Okay, mobile phone contact list. So in a mobile phone contact list, we have a names and mobile phone numbers. So you try to dial, you open the name and you try to dial with the name, but call goes with a number only. Okay, so we are communicating with the number, not with the names. Okay. Next, that is main DNS server. One example, it is like when I try to ping to the google.com, first I got a IP address of google.com, then ping request sent and received. So I'm not sending a ping request with the google.com. I'm sending a ping request with the IP address of google.com. Who given this IP address? My DNS server. Guys, understand up to this point. You tell me.
What is ping request, sir? I don't know what is ping, sir.
You don't know ping request. We done troubleshooting or not? Okay, no problem. Ping is a command. Ping is a command. The abbreviation of ping is packet internet group or something is there, but whatever it is, ping is a command to test connection between source and destination. What is the use of ping command? To test connection between source and destination. Source is my PC here and destination is google.com, for example. Or maybe I have a one PC, another PC is also there. I have a PC and mobile phone is there. Both are in the same network or different network, whatever it is. So I want to test whether I can able to communicate from my source to destination and destination to source. Communication is clear. By ping test, you will understand a few things. Means ping test is successful. Successful ping test means you will get a return like this, reply from destination IP. You got a reply from destination IP, and like this, if you are getting the reply like this, means successful ping. Means your source to destination, destination to source, communication is clear. Okay, so we can able to communicate it to our destination. It's a clear cut communication. Okay, source to destination, destination to source. You send a packet to destination and destination will send a packet to you back. So that it shows the reply from destination IP like that. Okay, this is called a successful ping. How it works? Ping use ICMP protocol. Ping use ICMP protocol. It send a echo request.
Echo means, sir, sound request.
Yeah, like that only. Same. Like you shout in an empty room. What happened? You'll hear same voice. This is not stopping today. Excuse me. This is very dangerous. Okay, yeah, it is like a sound request only. Echo means you speak and it is touches some. Yes. Send it. It touches some object and it is replies same. Same thing only here it is. You send a packet. Destination receive the packet and send the same packet to you. Send a same packet to you. That is, it is a echo request. And it is give echo reply or echo response. Okay, this is how ping will work. Ping is used to test communication between source and destination. Okay, so you are getting reply from destination, reply from with the destination IP address and a packet time kind of stuff. Sent for, receive for. Loss is 0. 0% loss means so it is successful ping. 100% loss means unsuccessful ping. Okay. I think I didn't complete that ping tracing layer wise troubleshooting. Okay, we have to see that one also. Not today, but I'm telling now. So anyway, when you send a ping request, you will get a you are sending a ping request to the destination. Ping to destination IP address or name. You send a request. Destination is not there. Destination is not there. Disconnected. Or maybe your IP address is wrong. Your IP address is wrong. You will get a request. Sorry, unable to reach destination. You will get a unable to reach destination. Like this, unable to find destination. There will put a ping. Okay, unable to reach destination, unable to reach destination, something is there. Okay, so unable to reach destination. Like this, unable, destination host not reachable. Sorry, destination host not reachable, either with your own IP address, destination host not reachable, okay, or a destination host not reachable, destination not reachable. Either this or this type of errors you will get it. Okay, you want to see, I will show you also. It is a DNS class, become ping class. So 192.168 1.123. So my IP address is different. So it is showing this is my IP address. This is my IP address. Reply from my IP address only. Destination host not reachable. Means this particular device is not there, or maybe I enter the IP address wrongly. Wrongly I enter the IP address. I'm giving some
but
other IP address. I'm getting different reply. Oh, am I getting same reply? Now I'm getting reply from my router. So my router send a packet to outside and it is unable to find destination or a request timed out. Or you can get a request timed out. Now we'll use the public IP. This is a private, right? So that's it is showing a destination not reachable. Now I'm getting request timed out. It means it try to reach the destination, but either it is destination is far away, unable to reach, or destination is not available, destination is far away, or maybe destination is not there. What I said last one is one more point is there. A firewall is blocking the communication. Firewall at a destination blocking the communication means we can destination is there, we able to reach the destination, but the destination drop the packet. We able to reach the destination, but destination drop the packets because of that firewall is not allowed to enter the packet inside a network. The firewall is blocking. That time also we will getting destination host, sorry, request timed out.
that firewall is like an antivirus.
Firewall is different, antivirus different, but both are for protection purpose. The meaning is different. Firewall is like a in antivirus if you have a network security, network protection kind of stuff. Okay, so it is like if any packet is entering into your network or into your PC, okay, unauthorized network, like you are not requesting, but it is came on its own way to into your PC. So what is your PC firewall or your whole network firewall? It is stop that packet. It is if you send a request, you will get a reply. But you are getting a packet to you directly without you are sending. It means the firewall will block to enter unauthorized packets directly. That is one thing. Okay. So another thing is in a firewall you can configure. So what is should be allowed, what should not be allowed from inside to outside and outside to inside. Very good. Very good. Understand, guys? Ping.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the ping request? That is also very important. It is used to test communication between source and destination. Okay. If you got reply from destination IP address and you got a 0 packet loss, okay, then it is successful. Ping means communication between source to destination is clear. If you get a request timed out or a destination host not reachable, either PC is down or a PC is your IP address is wrong or PC is down, or network issues are there, means network disconnected to the destination PC. Okay, like that we can do it. And request timed out, either it is PC is not there or maybe PC is not in a reachable position, means it is far away from our network. Okay, we are unable to reach it, but or maybe firewall is blocking the to communicate with that one. In that cases, we will get a request timed out. And that is a point, pinging. Okay. So this is we have to go back to DNS. Okay. So yeah, DNS. This is a DNS, and here it is. I don't know IP address of google.com, and first of all, I got a IP address. Then I'm communicating with the IP address. That to show purpose. This is. Guys, anyway, main point of DNS is completed. Then I told ping. Okay, so no confusion at all in that one. Actually, okay. Originally, as I said, the DNS very simple DNS. I told what it is. Ask DNS server. DNS server will give me an IP address. Who is this DNS server? It is store all the DNS kind of stuff, all machines in the world. How many hosts are there? How many domains are there? Facebook.com, Twitter.com, Instagram, Google, Microsoft, Oracle. This is the main. But other than this one, so many websites are there, no? So many hosts are there, so many mail servers are there, so many VPN servers are, so many domains are there. Savantis.com, HCL.com, Cognition.com, Wipro.com, Infosys.com. So many are there. How many things we were able to store? Personally, it is not. Up to this point is correct. Up to this point is correct. But there is a big story is there. I will try to tell this story. The story, if you don't get it, not at all a problem. Up to now, you should understand. From here onwards, try to understand, because no one will tell you this story. No one will tell you this story. I'm guarantee that is. Maybe if you know, that is good. If you don't know, it's okay, no problem. But no one will tell you this story. Better to understand. Okay, if you don't get it, it's okay, no problem at all, because no one will ask you that entire explanation of DNS. Not now, at least. Maybe in future it is useful. Okay, because it's a clear cut how it is works. Okay, for example, this is our local DNS. Local DNS server usually like our Wi-Fi router only. Generally, in general, I'm telling in our internet. So this is a local DNS server. What it will do when it is receive a request from a client computer, from a PC like a PC, it is receive a request docs.google.com asking for an IP address of docs.google.com. So our DNS server don't know any IP address. Okay. Then what it will do? It forward the request to the forwarder. It forward the request to the forwarder. I want a IP address of this docs.google.com IP address to the forwarder. So this is the forwarder. This forwarder is actually maintained by ISP. ISP maintain these forwarders. What is this forwarder contains? Guys, in the world, we have 13 root DNS servers are there. In the world, we have a 13 root DNS servers are there. What is this root DNS server? I will tell, but which is maintained by ICANN. We can search for what is it, ICANN, IANA. Yes. The IANA maintain IP addresses, ICANN maintains names. Like you register a domain name. Like I'm going to register a domain name. GoDaddy.com. Like I will put a domain name registration. I want a domain name. I'll go to Big Rocks or maybe GoDaddy or a Namecheap, only domain.com, Google, Big Rocks. Okay, this is the government registry, like something it is showing. The original site or duplicate site also we don't know. But I will go to the something like Namecheap that is showing in a dollars. I don't like it. I like in a this. Okay, so this is just a site to purchase domains, websites, or a hosting purpose. This GoDaddy kind of stuff also work as an intermediate. I want a Latif tech. I'm not putting .com or .in, but I just search any combination. .in is there, .com is there.
Sir, GoDaddy is also a domain. Na?
Yeah, itself it is a domain. Itself not a, okay. It is a part of domain. It is also maintain a naming registry, but it is not a DNS server. Okay, yeah, it is self. It's more suggestions. So you can see .com, .com, .in, .com kind of stuff only it is showing. Okay, so I don't want this one. Then I want more kind of stuff. Anything. So how many are there? I want to create a website, or maybe I want to purchase a domain name. So it is showing .inc, .xyz, .game, .io, .art, .home, .co, .pic, .quest, info, live, pro, shop, health, US, rent, lolo, okay, monster, .inc, .beauty, .boat, .design, .auto. There is a lot of different type of names structure is came. This is the top level and this is another one. .com, .net, .org, .aa, .gg kind of stuff. AA is very costly. Okay. So whatsoever cost it is per year cost and all. So first of all, I want to register a domain and where it is will be register, right? So that is the kind of stuff is there, right? But actually this 13 root domains does not have any of this information. What is these root domains? Having a, if you see, this is the root domain, root DNS server, not a root domain, it is root DNS server. Okay, it is a root DNS server dot. There is a 13 having a names like A, B, C, D, E, F, like that. 13 root DNS servers. Each root DNS server having a information about .com server. Okay, we are registering from these websites, right? GoDaddy. Okay, we are going to GoDaddy or Big Rocks, Namecheap, Google, bigrocks.in. Okay, GoDaddy here it is also showing. You can go to others like who is .ican.org is. It will tell who is your what is that kind of stuff also. Okay, the different domain name registration sites are there. You can register with the original site also. Okay, original like IANICAN, but IANICAN is maintaining differently. Here, I'm searching for a certain name like yeah, this is available or not. I'm searching from here, but can you see .com, .com, .in, .ch, .com, .xyz, .net, .org. What is this .net, .org kind of stuff? That is another DNS servers, another servers, .com server, .net server, .org server, .in server, .shops. Okay, a lot of things are there. .tk server, .xyz, like this. So that is enough. Each .com server's IP address stores in the root domain. Okay, in a root DNS server, in a root DNS server, IP address of .com server, IP address of .net server, IP address of .in server, IP address of .tk server, IP address of .xyz or shop, or so many are there, no? Online, live, those so many are there. So IP address of top level domains stored in the root DNS server. That is what it is maintained by IANA. I can maintain the root DNS server, and in a root DNS server contains top level domains, servers IP address. Okay. For example, I register latiftech.com. I register latiftech.com. Where it goes in a .com server, it shows like a latiftech.com IP address. Okay. Like same thing, go for your google.com, all.com, like a microsoft.com. Server's IP address, or that DNS server IP address, microsoft.com, google.com, oracle.com. Like this, facebook.com. Server's IP address. Okay, the first thing is I send a request to forwarder. I want a docs.google.com IP address. The request is like this one happened. It does not know about a docs.microsoft.com, so it will forward to the forwarder, which is maintained by ISP. The forwarder contains root hints. Root hints. Root hints means root DNS server's IP address. Root hint means root DNS server IP address. So what is the root DNS servers? There's a 13 root DNS servers. Each root DNS server means all are having same data, only depends upon which is near to your location. Okay. So root DNS server contains top level domain servers IP address, like a .com server IP address, .net server IP address, .org server IP address, like that. So it is asking, my forwarder asks, root DNS server, I want an IP address of .com. I want a IP address of .com. Then it is returns, take the IP address of .com server. And I got a .com server IP address. Then I will reach the .com server. Then I go to .com server. I ask, I want a google.com IP address. Google.com IP address. Then I will get an IP address of google.com. Okay. Google.com IP address. Now I reach google.com DNS server. I reach google.com DNS server and ask google.com, I want an IP address of this docs.google.com IP address. Then google.com has an IP address of different hosts, right? So the www.google.com, docs.google.com, mail.google.com. We can say like a meet also we have seen meet.google.com IP addresses. Each has a different host, right? So just for understanding, I'm telling this story, guys. Okay. Meet.google.com IP address. What is the IP address? Which IP address you need? docs.google.com server IP address. Now I got a IP address now. I got a IP address of docs.google.com IP address. I got it. Now the forwarder got the IP address of google.com, means not only one google.com, it's a docs.google.com IP address. So it will forward that IP address to our local DNS server. Local DNS server will give IP address to your host. That's why I said this part is same. This part not changing. You ask a DNS IP address of google.com to your local DNS server. Your local DNS server giving IP address of docs.google.com. Okay, you got it. But what is happen after this point? After this point, so your local DNS server don't know the IP address of docs.google.com. It forward the request to the forwarder. Forwarder try to find one by one, like a first of all .com IP address, .com server IP address, then it will ask a .com server, where is my google.com IP address, and then find a docs.google.com IP address from google.com DNS server. Finally, it got an IP address of docs.google.com. So once it got an IP address, it will give the IP address to our local DNS server to our PC. Now I got a IP address of google.com. Then I will search. I will reach docs.google.com with the IP address. For example, I will find a IP address of google.com. docs, right? docs.google.com. Okay. So that is a docs.google.com's IP address. So with this IP address, it will send a request. Like when I open like this, docs.google.com, it send a request with this particular IP address, and we'll get a information from here. Okay, guys. So this is the whole story of your DNS, how it is works. And there is a in a DNS, there are a lot of things are there, like the queries. So we are getting a part of queries, right? .com address, google.com address. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, Google has only one IP address or multiple IP address?
Google, think like Google is a one domain.
Yes.
It's just a domain name. Domain don't have any IP address. Domain. But in the domain, so we have a several servers or several PCs, computers, servers, so that we call it as a host here. Okay.
Google has not any IP address because it is a domain, but it has multiple servers.
Inside of these systems or servers or a host or a PCs, computers having IP addresses. Okay. The naming is, it's a domain name. And this is the host. Computer having a IP address. Okay. So this is mail. The server name is, for example, mail, and it is under google.com. It means mail.google.com IP address.
DSHP assign the name of IP address of computer.
DHCP.
Yes. And DNS send a request to another PC to communicate with them.
Yeah, you send a request to this particular DNS server. I want a IP address of mail.google.com IP address. So then this will give you IP address of mail.google.com IP address. So then you can communicate to this server with a name.
Okay.
Okay. It's like it's maintaining list. Okay. So this is a domain name. Mail is a host name, and mail.google.com is called a FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Okay. Very good. Okay, guys. The DNS is not this much smaller. Okay. If you feel it is a very smaller, it is not much this smaller also. There is a lot of things in DNS. DNS records, DNS zones, primary zone, secondary zone, stop zone, active directory integrated zone. In a there is another zone, forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone. Okay, records are there. Host record, host A record means for IPv4, host 4A's records, that is IPv6 record. Okay, NS means name server records. SOA, start of authority records. Okay, CNAME means alias name record. For example, www name is there, no? I said it is a host name. Original host name can be anything. Like I put a host name is host1. Original host name is host1. So I alias record I created www alias record. Okay, it's not required to be a server name is www. Okay, so it can be, server name can be anything. I create a alias record like a www, like a duplicate name. Okay, so alias records, MX record, mail server records. Okay, PTR, pointer records. So reverse lookup zone contains a pointer records. So these are the different records are there. Okay, so DNS is a big, very big topic. The very big practical is also there. Okay, so lot of things, but very important, guys. One time I will conclude and we'll see. DNS, what is a DNS? Domain name system, port number is 53. DNS maps, understanding now mapping, right? In a DNS server, it map the name to IP addresses. What name it is? Fully qualified domain names. Okay, it is a name means PC or a host or a server in the domain, that name to IP address. Okay, domain naming system it is. Okay, so name to IP address mapping. Okay, so you don't know, you want to communicate with a particular system or a server or a PC. So you don't know the IP address. You have to communicate with the name, but you don't know the IP address of that particular server or a particular PC. So you ask a DNS server, so your DNS server returns an IP address. DNS server return an IP address of that particular host. So then we can able to communicate with a IP address. It is like a mobile phone contact list. Second one is, this is another example. If you try to ping with a name, you'll get a first IP address. Okay, you try to ping with a name, so you will get a first IP address. You are communicating with the IP address. One of the example. Then how you know who is your DNS server? So we don't know who is our DNS server. In our local DNS server is this one. So how do you know which is your DNS server to forward this information? Like this is your DNS server address. In our local home networks, our Wi-Fi router act like a local DNS server. Okay, that's enough. Okay, you want a big story, then it is a story. So DNS is not a simple DNS. It's a big hierarchical structure. Okay, so there is a root DNS server. Under root DNS server, we have each root DNS server having IP addresses of a servers, like a top level domain servers IP addresses, top level domain servers IP addresses in the each root DNS servers, like a .com, .net, .org. Okay, so like that. So our forwarder asks root DNS server, I want a .com IP address or .net IP address. So it is like a one by one query type. It is iterative query. That query you call as iterative query. Okay, then it is find. So once it is find.com, then find out your which domain, google.com, facebook.com, microsoft.com. So find out that domain and their IP addresses. Then go to microsoft.com or google.com, find out exactly what it is you require. Okay. The chain is there, so I'm not, that is, I finished. I'm feeling very thirsty now because sneezing and stuff. Okay, so if you understand this story, guys, good. If you don't understand, still it is not a big deal. But this story, it is also very useful in a future, like how it is your DNS works. Okay. Either which ways, understand or not understand, you don't try to tell the story to at a time of enter here. If you are able to present happily, very easily you are able to present, you can present it. I don't mind about it. Or you are attending any presentations, technical presentations, like how this IP address works, how OSL layers are there. So you can choose DNS also. DNS and DHCP best demo sessions. For me, I choose always DNS, not DHCP. DHCP is my favorite. DHCP is one of the favorite. Why it is? I will tell my students maximum, like earlier days, people practice for demonstration, right? I told them to go with the DHCP more. But when going to any organizations, they want a demo, I will give demo in a DNS only. Because DNS can be stopped at any point. Like you take a 10 minutes class, you can tell this one and finish it. You have a 20 minutes of class, you can tell some story like this. You have a 30 minutes or 40 minutes of class, you'll tell up to this, up to this. You got a 1 hour class, you'll tell about records and all. You have a 1.5 hour class, you can able to tell about lookup zones and all kind of stuff. It means the topic is we can divide. We don't need to, we cannot say like I forget this topic or no mixing. Okay, that's the point, guys. Whatever it is, to just straight away point, what is DHCP, what is DNS, what is Active Directory, what is workgroup, what is domain, and what is peer-to-peer, what is server and client. Okay, these things, know at least for each point, know at least 3 to 5 sentences to tell an answer. Practice how to give a better answer. Okay, best, what is the best answer, guys? First one is it should be a correct answer. Second most important, the best answer in a one is the second most important is tell answer without any murmuring or thinking or putting some dosa in front of the interviews. Okay, so that kind of hand signatures without hand signature. Tell a simple, very calm answer. Very calmly. So tell an answer very neatly, very clear answer. Even there is a small mistake, no problem. Okay, there is a mistake also, no problem. But practice answer to give an answer, present answer very clear and calm. That makes interviewer more interesting, and they think you know better. You know concept. You know the subject. You learn the subject. You practice. That is confidence we are giving. Confidently telling a lie is a different point, guys. Confidently is different. Use proper language. Practice is, by practice only we can able to tell thing. So I'm teaching this DNS, DHCP kind of stuff so many years, almost like 10 years. Okay, more than 10 years. But recent years, like for HCL and batches, I can't tell complete story of DHCP, but how to cut short it, how to make is one single point. I keep practicing. I get a reply from certain students, the people who are not understand, to make a common ground, make it as a very simple. I practicing it. Same goes for you also. Okay. Yeah, that is enough. I taken a lot of time of you. Enjoy tomorrow, guys.